Okay, well I got all of that working now, so let's do a video update of things going on here at the lab. Uh, I've got a camera that I can connect up to the computer that's a little bit better than it was. Um, so let's give you a video update on what I've done to the laser cutter and give you some ideas of what needs to be done to one of these laser cutters in order to make it even more usable than it already is. So one of the first things I did was I went into the bed and cut approximately, I'd say about 3 inches of the shroud that comes out of the blower area off of the inside. This increases the size of the bed that is inside the laser cutter itself, and I can show you that here. Sorry for the instability. So let's open this up, and I will show you what I did, if you can see it. So I've cut the back off here. As you see, this increased the size of the bed considerably from what it was. The next modification I did was the bed that was in here was kind of small, and it had a tiny little gripper area. So what I did was I went to Home Depot. First time I tried, I got some aluminum L bracket and some screen, and built a bed for use inside of the machine. That really didn't work out the way I expected it to. So what I did was went back to Home Depot and I bought a box of this expanded metal. When you get it, it's in the home repair area. You probably can find it relatively easy. I found it, like I said, at Home Depot. The cost is cheap. For this size here was $10, so I bought it. Then I cut it down to the appropriate size. I bought some washers, as you see here, to go on both sides of the mounting brackets. So now I have a full bed that's a mesh screen for about $10 as opposed to the $15-20 that was going to cost me with the other way I was going to do the bed. And I think this is a little more standard. It's a little more flat. Works out a little bit better. Okay, as long as we're on the inside here, there was a couple other upgrades that I've done. First was I bought a air-assisted head on the internet, on eBay. When you do that, one of the things that you have to do is this bracket, which holds the lens for cutting, actually has a piece of metal here that goes across that the original focus lens goes into and screws into. So I had to take a Dremel and cut this out into a U shape to get this air assist to work right, or to fit. Didn't seem to bother anything. So the air assist consists of the new head here, and then it also has this arm off of it, which has a little laser pointer on it here, which you see that points when I get this aligned. That's the next thing I've got to work on, is getting everything aligned, and that's what this little piece here and this little piece here is part of. But as you see, the air assist comes out right here. I've put some heat shrink tubing in several different places to hold the wire for the laser pointer, as well as the air tube, which goes in through this hole here into the control area. Now, if I can open this up, I don't have enough room. So inside, what I've done here is I've wired it up. There's a 5-volt connection. Let me see if I can get myself a little more space to show you this. So I've got a 5-volt connector here that I connected into the power supply for the for the laser pointer that's on the end of the air assist. So connected that into the power supply that's internal here to the laser cutter. Then I just cut a hole in the back for the exit for the air pump for the air assist. Got a typical, air pump for aquariums that I'm using for my air assist on the laser cutter. It's pretty clean inside. There's one little board here that, like I said, eventually I'm going to replace this board probably with a different board, so I'm not having to use the little dongle. But for right now, it works okay. Close this back up. So as you see, got an emergency stop button, temperature display, switch on, switch off for the machine, power indicator, digital power indicator for the power of the laser. Everything's all good. So one of the problems that I ran into when I started modifying, or even before I started modifying things, is I was looking at the mirror alignment, and one of the problems that the machine came with, or at least this machine, and the only thing that I really so far have to complain about with this machine, is the fact that the front mirror, which is this, was actually, instead of being held on with cotter pins, was just a piece of wire that if you adjusted it in any way, the wire tended to fall out. So what I had to do was buy some cotter pins and replace those single bits of wire that apparently were put in there when the machine was manufactured to replace that. I replaced this on this mirror as well as the mirror that's inside by the laser tube itself. So that is back in place, and now all I have to do is just go through the alignment process, which is what these parts are all for here, is part of that alignment process to find out where the laser is hitting, because it is a invisible to the naked eye. It will not, it's a CO2 laser, so you have no idea where it's going to hit when you fire the thing off. So this is to allow me to align these mirrors so they actually hit dead on at the various spots when I go ahead and fire this thing up. Other things that I've done, like I said, I did the air assist with this. Open up the back. There's not really that much to say. It's a standard, Chinese CO2 laser tube. Again, with the mirror on the back, it had the same problem as the one that I showed you up front, which is a piece of wire as opposed to something like a cotter pin. That's pretty much the mods that I've done. I have a Homer bucket down here, which I have my pump for the coolant. I put filled up the Homer bucket with some bleach and with water. That way I don't grow any funky things here in Florida. You have to worry about that sort of stuff. Seal the top except for right here where I put a hole for the electrical to come through. This is the return. This is the exit. It comes out into the laser itself. Next modification I did externally was back here. Now, I don't know if you remember in the first video I showed you the fan that goes on back here. I ordered this part off of Amazon, and if people want to know, I can link that part. I had a hose adapter that I put on, and then a bit of just regular old vacuum hose or dryer vent hose that I use. Then got a 12-volt Bilge fan that I mounted on the back here. Put some metal screws in, as you see. Wired it up to a 12-volt power supply, which is what this is for here. And then, as needed, I just stick this out the window to vent the fumes. Now, one of the things I might do is I might upgrade this to a bigger vent fan. I'm not sure quite yet. I'm going to see how well this works, but for right now, this should work just fine. Really, that's all the modifications that I have done with the laser. Now it's time for me to fire it up and do the alignment, which I'll do another video on. I just want to do a quick update with just the modifications that I've done on the laser. So if you like the videos and you want me to continue doing videos, subscribe down below, wherever it's over here, I think. And also comment on things and let me know what you want me to start making and showing people how to do. Kind of using this as a vlog to just show my tinkering and that sort of stuff, and to see where this goes. Don't profess to be an internet star, but you know, hey, who knows where this will lead. So with that said, have a great day and go out and make something.